Grand Risings. Grand Risings to everybody. I hope all is well with everyone who is listening, even those who aren't. This morning, I decided that I'm going to stop a lot of stuff that I've been doing, and that is I'm no longer ever going to force. I never tried to force, but I'm never going to force information on people. It's time now to just accept that everybody not going with me. Hello? I was checking on you to see if you was feeling all right today. I'm on my live stream, but I'm gonna play the song. I said I was gonna play that song just because I wanted to talk to you. This Yvonne that hit me this morning asked me how you was feeling today.
Today's music news. The ever controversial Tupac Shakur has just released another album under the alias Machiavelli. Music insiders are running wild trying to rearrange other artists' street dates in fear of a wipeout retail interchart movement. Although no one knows the exact cause of the new album, resources tell.
Yeah.
Sick and tired of all the bullshit that niggas is talking about around the world today. And ain't enough time in the day or seconds on the clock to watch all the bullshit that's going around the world. The digital cancer, propaganda, genocide, shots fired. Oh shit, I see they still trying to take me out. I told them bitches, man, they need to find another route. Cause my mouth got a mind of its fucking own. And my thoughts must have been somewhere cloned. To whom it may concerned, I am somewhere zoned. Sitting on cloud nine, that's higher than the throne. Telepathically talking sales through the phones. The hood and street lingo sound like Morse code. In this day and age, the lies is getting old. The truth will reveal unto all of those. The light's so bright you can't not see the glow. I'm the soul controller and I shine like gold. And the words so vivid they don't need the bow. So I encrypted the crypto, something old and new. As I travel through the dark, the light will shine through. And I'm allergic to bullshit, it smell like pew.
Shit's on the four corners, posted up line, cautious the paradise, the God's eye. HOTC, we on our own timeline. Focus on inner self, manifesting the real life.
It's a struggle, making it through the jungle. I'm a songbow knocker, any lane, I'm a brother. Long way from thug, doing all kind of things. Stacking up my chips, trying to make it to another day. Now all I need is my mind and my fam. Coolin' is how I am, and keep it real to the death fine. Let's believe, play with me, you need the best father. And let any and everything keep me from tomorrow.
It's the house of true consciousness. My family don't explain it. We bring it you like some rock up the top, hip hop like rock way down. The dark matter, the seeds of man scattered.
Love you too. Peace.
It's Nicki C. Straight from the HOTC. Let's get it. Calculated moves to avoid the presence of gods and goddesses using spiritual weapons. History repeating. I'm tired of this shit, just like anything else. There's tears to this shit. Everything we invent, they want to reinvent to take credibility. I'm tired of this shit. I'm taking hip hop back to where it belongs. Fuck all the fake shit, put the real niggas on. America pimping us like some hoes, and a pimp never let his bottom bitch go. So recognize real shit when it's right in your face. I ain't just talking to the black, this is for every race. Our youth are displaced, our minds off the space. Take time to face the situation. We need further investigation, cause this shit here is one big plantation.
I love that beat. Peace, y'all. Peace, what it do, Grand Risings. I started off talking, and then I got a phone call from one of my friends. I was checking in with her. She was not feeling good yesterday at all, so I had to make sure that she was good. And it's all good. She feels better today, and I'm happy about that. But I came to a self-realization this morning, this rising. It was a message for me to just realize that everybody ain't going with me. We have to realize that everybody's not going where you're going. Everybody's not ready to go where you're going. Everybody's not ready to have the same thoughts that you have. So at this point, all we can do is just love them and just pray that they make it through all of this that we're going through right now. A lot of people want to still trust the adversary. And when you don't have discernment, you will. But I'm praying that these people get the gift of discernment and know that it's a lot of stuff out here, a lot of information out here. Some of it is real, some of it is not. You just got to determine which one is, which information is real. And I'm not personally going to push nothing on nobody. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Just anything, even the word of God. The Bible says, study that to show thyself approved. So you study your own self, and then you will get the knowledge that you need. It's not for nobody else to tell you. It's for you to pick it up and read it for yourself. Learn for yourself. Pick up everything for yourself. A lot of times, biblical teachings, the only reference is the Bible. And so things that are in the New Testament, you can also refer back to the Old Testament and bring that up to speed and let you see that it validates what was said. A lot of people want to distrust the Bible, but it was written under the authority of the Holy Spirit. And if you don't know who the Holy Spirit is, that's the problem. If you don't know what the Holy Spirit is, you don't know how it goes. That's all up to the individual. So at this point, it is what it is. If people want to come join in and talk and hear these different messages that I'm speaking, Shalonda herself is speaking messages, you could do that, and I'm sure that there will be some scriptures that you can refer back to. You can also go to enduringword.com where there's a Bible commentary that anybody who is not very well versed will get a breakdown from all different perspectives. That's the Bible commentary I like to use for things that I don't understand. God is Supreme is in the building. Shalonda's in the building, and DOD was in the building, or maybe he still is in the building. Peace to all of you. So it's like anything that we share of our own thoughts should not become an argument. I'm seeing it everywhere. I'm seeing that people get so caught up in what they think something is and they want to argue another person down. That's not how it's supposed to be. You can have your thoughts and I can have mine. And we could peacefully. You got your coffee, baby. I have my coffee already. It's mine cold now. I already only got a corner left in my cup and it's cold. So I've been drinking coffee earlier. But, we don't need to push our agendas or anything on nobody. Matter of fact, I don't got no agenda except the agenda of the Most High. Whatever the Most High is leading me to is where I'm going. Period. We cannot think we could ever be greater than our Creator. That was someone that was on my notes too. That was something that I saw in my notes. We have to be respectful in how we give the messages from the Most High. We don't need to give messages, all of them. You know what I'm saying? I was just saying that too yesterday, that everything that the Most High tell me or I know, I'm not at liberty to speak on that all the time. I'm not at liberty. Just like I had Bible class last night, I had it privately. I'm not trying to display everything that I do with the world. We had a good little Bible class last night. I had modified it to where anybody who didn't know of the Bible could have learned something. They could have learned something, but it's up to the individual. Like I said, if people don't want to hear or know, that's up to them. But when the time is up for the knowledge to be even spoken, that's going to be on them. That will be on them that did not take heed to the word. You know what I mean? So it's a reason and a method to the madness. It's a reason why things are like they are right now. And at this moment and at this time, you could make a choice. Which side are you gonna be on? That's it. It ain't nothing but two sides. It ain't no in between, straddling no fence, thinking you're gonna do what you want to do, and then try to come back to God, because not even a rock or a mountain will hide you. People will be calling out. The Bible say people will be calling out to the rocks and the mountains to hide them, and they will not hide them from the evil that is going to overtake this land. It will happen. It is happening. And those of us that can see, that is a gift for us to see. Those who don't see, you better catch up before it's too late. And these are not words that's coming from me that I want to say, that I'm just trying to incorporate. These are the words from God himself. Because I didn't even know I was going to say all this. I came on here to just say, peace, what it do, what's up, y'all, and say what I thought I was going to say. But now I'm saying this. Just take heed. Because in a minute, they're going to take our Bibles. And if the word ain't imprinted on your heart like it's imprinted on mine, then you want to jump up here? Okay, I'm about to drop this link. I need you up here. I've been wanting you to come up here. I've been wondering. That's right. You're right. They don't want to understand it. But it's okay. We just have to be who we are. We can't change who we are for anybody to appease nobody. Okay, sis, that's fine. My little cousin even came to my Bible study last night. Because there's people out here that they want to hear the word. They want to know what's going on. They need help right now. They need answers. And I'm only here for the people who want the answers, That's it. Many were called and few were chosen. I've been saying that for 3 days now. All I know is the people who God wants to be your friends, He will choose them. You don't need to choose your own friends. God will align you with the people you're supposed to be with. And I see Him aligning. I see the alignment. I see the people who are here today and gone tomorrow. Okay. People, you know, they be falling off. They be falling off. You got a tree, you got branches. Some of the branches will stay, some of the leaves will stay. But there's always those ones that fall and break off. So you got to just pay attention to your environment and your surroundings and know. You got to know the people that love you. You got to know who really care for you. It's a lot of people that you hold in high regard that ain't even for you. But then there's those others that you want to treat some kind of way. Those people really love you. You don't know if these people have cried out in prayer for you. But I say, forgive them, Father. They know not what they do. They know not what they do. People know not what they do. And those are the ones God will forgive. But when you know what you're doing and you constantly doing the same thing and redoing the same actions, repeating them, then that's when the red flag come up. Be like, see, you doing this on purpose. This is just how you are. Peace is
Good
welcome.
morning. Ashe. I'm just jumping on today. I heard you channeling source because I know for a fact you came on here to say a whole bunch of different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And your energy, I felt it actually. If I would have been watching you, it would have been like a bright light. And I've been the last few days, you guys really have to start going off of your frequencies. Look at everything through, well, I guess everybody's probably feeling right now that with the so-called quarantines, everything's kind of slow motion. And if anybody's paying attention, you're gonna notice your phone service is gonna glitch a lot. If you're watching movie sites or your any entertainment sites, they're gonna start buffering and not loading because there's a lot going on outside with the frequencies and the energy.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've been spraying the skies, which I've been telling everybody to pay attention. It's just so much information that when everybody is doing their different platforms, they're speaking on specific points, but there's so much information that you kind of get lost in who's who and who's where and who's saying what. And so what I was trying to touch on the other day on your build, that was great. That was very awesome. All your builds are very awesome because you stand your ground as far as your frequencies and your energy on your on any platform that you go in. And so if you start to apply these disruptions on the outside, you'll start to see it's the same disruptions when we have these builds, when we have these feeds. And it's not so much that everybody just wants everybody else to agree with them or see my point of view. It's just We're still sorting through the phases of ego. We're still sorting through these phases of fear. And as much as we want to say, we keep the highest vibrations every day, we try to only put out love and light. That's not always the case, depending on the environment that you're in and the information and the data that you share on that particular platform. And you were speaking about like your soul family, your soul tribe. And you've seen some people come and go, but you see the ones that stay around, that have been around. That's because we don't choose our soul family. These aren't, the people on this feed, HOTC, all the affiliates, our frequencies match. We've traveled together many lifelines, many planets. They're like our besties as far as our energy is concerned, our creation. So from creation, our frequencies at that time we were created, our energy was created. It matched our frequencies of our soul family, our soul homies, and we've always find each other when we need each other, but we don't choose those. You don't like It's like you don't choose when your siblings are born, even, well, technically speaking, you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So it's um when I get on a feed and I see that they're back and forth, and or they're ganging up on one, and then an hour later there's somebody else, and it's just a big roller coaster. But I try to implement and let everybody know, like, this is your soul family. You're not going to escape it. You have to realize that if we're all here together, that means our frequencies and our vibrations are aligned so equally that no matter where we travel, physically or in the realms, you're always going to find those people that are in your spirit family, your soul family. So we can sit and argue amongst each other and do all these different things, but it's proactive for those who actually do come on here and need the information. And it's not so much that they don't know or they don't understand it, but if you're caught in the lower vibrations trying to get up out of those, and then the environment you're in starts to bring the lower vibrations, and you can't pick that frequency back up, it's it's hard. They'll leave our feed and they're going to go somewhere else
Mm-hmm.
that the information is they're more receptive to it. But we don't need our melanated family to go to where they're more receptive to things. We need to go where they're going to ask questions. We need to be where the people on the lives are going to challenge, not argue, not fight,
Mm-hmm.
but challenge the information. We want people to hop on Safari and Firefox and do digging while they're talking to us on our feeds. Because listen, it doesn't matter if you're old. I know this has been a topic this week too. The elders and the youngins and all this other stuff, and I be scratching my head sometimes because I don't understand why we're still separating. Anybody that's still
Come on now, don't play with my feed. Let's just talk. Can y'all even hear me? Yeah, they can hear me. I see my thing going. I can't hear you, sis. Let me see something. Sis, it's trying to interfere with her talking. Sis. Yeah. Can y'all even hear? Oh, she gonna come back. Her phone might have rang or something. Peace to the chat. Peace to the spiritual creed in the building. I see you. I see you, bro. Even me and bro was talking this morning. It's just like time for us to just let it go. Because
I
some
don't
people
know.
ain't coming. I can hear you now. Sis. It's been raining for like 4 days straight. I'm thinking it might rain for 40 days over here. So basically, me and bro was talking. I talked to him this morning about some of the things that we've been discovering, and he was like, "This is the same thing I've been trying to tell you." Okay, sis. He said, "This is the same thing I've been saying, and it's been the same thing that everybody that has ever been in my life have been saying. Like anybody of like any kind of teacher or elders have been preparing me for it. So I've been being prepared for these times. And like Brother Sean said, we are the ones. We are the ones, especially people who already are in tune with the things that are going on. Our energy has connected. We have all connected. Everybody that's in this chat right now is a part of the connection. Even the ones who don't even know that even came to my stream, they supposed to be connected too, but they might not be as enlightened as we are. We know it's a difference between believing and knowing. Canal, as Huey P would be saying. Peace to Huey P, who just came into the chat. See, this is how you could tell about the vibration. The vibration is powerful. People ain't getting no notification this morning. They just came on. They just turned on YouTube and saw that I was live, because that is the vibration that I send out.
Can you
Now,
hear me,
sis, go
sis?
ahead and say what you were saying. I can hear you.
All right. So, um, the reason why we're still having the little, I guess, the little riffs and just the frequency interruptions, because that's basically what these things are when you get people on the feed that have the arguments and they want to go battling back and forth and they just got to get up there and prove their point. It's still all that is just frequency disruptions. So if our soul family could realize that we, regardless if we agree or not, we're already on the same frequencies, it would stop a lot of the interruptions. It would stop a lot of the scrambling. Like you saw how I was talking, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah,
I
it's been
said
doing.
I said something about the frequencies was going to be in and out the next few days, and boom, they want to kick me off. And so that leads back into some of the information that we as ascended masters, the elders, the teachers, this is not an age group thing either, because you don't have to be. Listen, I learn from the young ones every day, because we're helping them remember. So if we're helping people remember, then also we should be knowing that they're helping awaken something in us to help us remember as well. So if we could all understand that we're on the same frequencies, that would cut out some of the disruptions, and then the message could be clearer. And it doesn't matter if you have 2 views or 20,000 views, the frequencies, we're still sending those out. And now is a time where we have to be super careful with the frequencies that we put out, because of the frequencies that are coming in. This has nothing to do with race, creed, religion, age group. This is about humanity ascending as a whole. Now, that doesn't mean as a society we still shouldn't break down our physical histories, the incarnates of humans, of the original beings of Gaia. We're supposed to do that, but none of these things should be a divider at this time. Once you are awakened, once you are in your, and I don't even like using the word spiritual anymore, but once you are in your knowledge of your own self and the awareness, um, things shouldn't be you're old, I'm young, you're black, I'm white, you're boy, I'm girl, you're an elder and I'm this and that. There should be no separation and no dividers at all. So if people could understand that it's just one, and I know for a fact everywhere y'all know where I'm at, I'm always gonna say there's only one, there's only one, and I just keep repeating that, I keep regurgitating that because it's only one. And if we don't sit together as one, the frequencies that they're trying to place, well, first of all, they're distorting our communications. They're distorting our frequencies with this social distancing. Um, they don't want you hugging up and kissing up with your children and your mates, and if one person is sick, stay in your room and keep the other people. It's just ridiculous. That's a distortion of the frequencies right now, on top of everything else, because this is spring. This is the beginning. Well, this is actually the end of the ascension. It's because Gaia's already ascended. The planet herself, she's just waiting on us to fill in the cracks, to clean everything up, to spread these love vibrations. And we it's harder for us to do that if we're all stuck inside. Now think of the flip side. The flip side to this is, if they are trying to keep us inside, and and they're putting all this stuff in the 5G waves, and everything is 5G. What is the more better and best way than right now to get and disrupt their waves? So it's basically going to backfire on them. So the more we get on YouTube or whatever your platform is, that you send out your frequencies on, that's not in the, body to body sense, that's it's backfiring their plan, because they can't stop the frequencies. They can try to stop us all day long from going outside, from interacting with other people. And yes, it is a new world order, but we can't look at the new world order of what they've uh, already bred into us, that the new world order is some scary Nazi takeover type of shit. That, no, erase that fear. We need a new world order, because like, how else are we going to progress as one? That's the problem. If you look, everything used to be one, then everybody traveled off and went their own specific ways on the different parts of Gaia, of Earth, and then it's the control thing. So if you remove that, how many ways of control do you think we have? Nikki, I think you was on this feed with me the other day when they were talking about um um oh my gosh, I lost my place. But they were talking about um well, let me just backtrack and go back to the frequencies, because I know we was on the feed and they were talking about can y'all hear me?
Yes, sis, you there?
Oh,
Peace,
okay, I was
peace.
just making sure.
What up, guys? How
Hey,
y'all doing?
hey, brother.
Great ones, great ones. What's love to
So
y'all?
I think we were talking
You
on
right
the
on
feed,
point, though. You right on point, Goddess Supreme. You right on point.
and I'm glad. Oh, I'm echoing again. Why? Is that you?
Yeah, it might have been me. I'm muted.
I got it. I'm glad that you're here too, because the divine masculine platform is so important right now. But it's not no awakening. Like, it's just the rising of. And so if you take all this masculine energy that's been building up, because the divine feminine for the last 4 years has been on the rise. Well, I say she, but you can be your divine feminine in any avatar. But she's been on the rise. She's been fighting, battling her own self, getting ready, getting prepared for the masculines to go through their same journey that we have gone through. But see, the divine masculine journey is different right now. So if you take into account that the divine masculine, we have labeled as the ego, which is not, it's not true, but we'll get to that subject in a little bit. It's just been branded that the masculine is this ego thing. So if all of our divine masculines are coming into this new awakening, not oh y'all, you've been spiritually enlightened for 10, 20 years or some shit like that, but the ascension awakening, and all that they're used to is the prior awakening, that causes tension. It causes people to to want to rebut each other and one up each other, and no, that's wrong. Well, see, the feminines have already gone through that. That's why we seem to be able to do that so effortlessly now. Like, oh, we can all just get along and the feminines have their shit together. That wasn't always the case. A few years ago, we were right there battling each other, calling each other bitches, and this whole thing that you ain't my sister, or you ain't my color, or you don't come from where we've already done that. So that's the only reason why it may seem as if the divine feminine's platforms be a little bit smoother. At the same time, Huey is like me, and he's like Nicki in a sense of he's gonna let people speak. He's gonna give everyone the opportunity, male, female, old, young, to say what they need to say. And that's great because I am the same way. But at the same time, in these platforms, as the ones that listen, if everybody is on your stuff at that moment, you're the leader, you're the teacher, you're the portal. You are the portal that's helping these people access the information that they need. So there are times where whoever's platform it is, they do have to stand firm and take control of the frequencies. It's not taking sides. It's not about I agree with this person and I agree with that person. And never ever should we be cursing. Now, cursing with each other and joking around is one thing, but cursing at each other and demeaning each other is something else. When that happens on any of these feeds, if y'all notice, I dip out. I don't even comment anymore because I don't want to make, I'm not trying to make disruptive frequencies even more. But that's not always,
Facts, facts.
but
It'll disturb your frequency, and you don't let
yes,
that shit come into your wave. You'll go out, and
but that's not
you're right.
always
And
good.
I need to start protecting our wave, which is our energy, because like you said, we're collective energy, and so when we go to tearing each other down, it's really tearing self down. So we kind of
Yes,
build
and
self
listen,
up. Yeah.
we can do that in private though. We all have each other's different platform emails, business emails. Some of us are friends and family. So we can, if you want that street shit, you can handle that street shit in the streets. You can handle that in a different way amongst in private. But when you are on these platforms and you know for a fact that whatever information you are putting out is for someone that needs it, you have to be business professionals because this is a business. And I don't mean no 401k business, but for spiritually speaking, this goes way beyond 401k. We're trying to get everybody awakened. We're trying to get everybody at least in a sense of fuck the governments. It doesn't matter if they believe every little spiritual, religious thing that we're saying to them. We want them to question the system. We want to break down the old matrix because the old matrix is already gone, but our people are still living in it. So how the hell is something that's been there and it's already been obliterated? It doesn't even exist anymore. How are our people still living in it? So think about that. If our people are living in something that no longer exists, do they still exist? No, they do not on a frequency level. So it is our job as the keepers of Gaia, light workers, ascended masters, whatever your calling is to make sure that they exist. Because if you don't exist, you're going to keep coming back in karma. Karma, karma, karma. It says it in the Bible and every religion. You're going to suffer 1,000-fold in the pits of hell and all those other, purgatories and things like that. That's not, I mean, yes, but it's on a frequency level. You're just going to keep being reincarnated. The goal of a spirit being, a light being, when you incarnate into your body, when you become a physical form, is that's the greatest gift you can ever have, um in your whole entire existence, is to be able to be in any physical form. I don't care if you're an ant, a human, or a car, a tree, a rock. That's still a physical form. It's for the experience, and then you're supposed to experience that, get what you can out of it for your own spirit, your own energy, and then move on to the next. You're supposed to go back to the ethers. So any of us that are that are anywhere that know been reincarnated or we've been born, in the same path many times, that means we still haven't gotten it yet. That means we're still uh, getting out of the matrix. So everybody, including myself, speaking, we're still technically in the matrix that doesn't even exist anymore. So we need these feeds. We need the unity. Like we need the unity. It doesn't matter. I don't care spells. Listen, words are spells. We all know that, but we don't have to debate that part anymore. We don't have to debate the who's and the what's. What we don't even have at all. All we should be doing is spreading these frequencies and vibrations so that people start to awaken and remember. That's where you're gonna, the all that other stuff is for private readings. It's for your smaller groups, your book clubs, your all the extra little things that we have. Well, I don't have social medias, but pretty much everybody has all these different social medias, the little groups and things. That's for your sidebars. But when we have large fees like this, where we know like our soul family from all over is going to come and show up this hour or next hour, like we have to keep those vibrations and frequencies as high as possible, because we cannot let the grays and the archons continue to infiltrate. And they're already infiltrating when we step in. Listen, anybody that has feelings right now, besides the main life feelings, like if somebody's sick or dying or those things, anybody that has feelings right now or gets in their feelings, they're still struggling. Like they're still lost and stuck in the thing. If somebody says something, and I mean, even myself, we get upset. Oh, why you say that to me? Like, if you can remove yourself from any situation and just look at what the person is trying to say, we will get a lot further also. Because most of the time we just assume that somebody's trying to chump us down. They're trying to talk over us, or they're being disrespectful. Now, that is the case sometimes, but 9 times out of 10, a person just wants to be heard. So these platforms, they have to have structure, unless it's one of the, like a party one, or like the one Nicki did the other day where you had the music and things. That's different. That's a enjoying yourself atmosphere. But these learning fees, there has to be more of a structure. Yes, people do need their times that they should be able to speak for however many seconds or minutes. And for the mods, or for those of us that don't even have mods like Huey, everybody on your page has wrenches. So if that's the case, everybody has the option to block people, to delete messages, but we haven't been we don't utilize that. Why? We don't want to hurt someone's feelings. We don't want to cast them out. We don't want to make them feel like all this and that. But if they're not gonna stick to the high frequencies and vibes, they have to take their frequencies and vibrations somewhere else. You can't, none of us can come on something that's high and insert a lower vibration because of how we feel. It has to, we really have to start thinking about this as a collective. Until we can do that, then we're going to have the shit shows, and we're going to have the arguments, and we're going to have soul filming that we're cussing each other out, and then 5 minutes later it's a bro and sis. We have to cut those scrambles out, because I'm telling y'all, watch your TVs and your phones for the next week. And
That shit is deep. You so on point, bro. I swear that
how
shit is
all of a
deep.
sudden there's no chemtrails. Everybody in America is saying, oh, no chemtrails today, beautiful day. Well, they don't need the chemtrails. They've been out for the last 3.5 weeks, spraying the sky, preparing for everything. If anybody has an EMF protector, you can literally walk outside and see everything that is putting off radiation, because that's basically what we're talking about. If you want to just, I mean, it's deeper than that, but for others listening, it's basically just radiation. They got to put the radiation out there to get these waves. So they're trying to scramble it. We can't help them do that. We're trying to defeat them from scrambling us. I'm getting ready to get on the elevator too, so my mic might cut out for a second. But
Yes,
we have
sis,
to.
you dead on point though. You dead on point. The scrambling, the distortion, the static. When we trying to clear up all of the static, but like you said at the it all ties to you, right? At the end of it all, you got to be able to step outside yourself and be able to hear everyone. This is why it's so hard for everybody to accept the situations, how I be letting situations on, because I always take myself out. of me and put myself in the other shoes, and I try to listen to everything. So I don't give a fuck what's going on. I'm hearing everybody. Everybody, they can talk, ramble, whatever. I'm hearing what everybody said. I'm listening to what your shit in the background saying. I'm listening to every frequency, sound, vibration, shit that I hear. When I hear my goddamn lawnmower start out outside, it's triggering something with me. You feel me? Because
True.
everything, you got to know how to attach everything to you, and then be able to recognize what that is.
Right,
Because
but
of the
it's not.
frequency, yeah, it's a
Sorry.
frequency and the sound. It's a frequency and the sound wave and the vibration. Just like you said, it's radiant, or it's radiation, which is raw, which is the sun. He is radiating. We are it. We are light. So our
Right, but
vibration is so radiant that they call it radioactive activity, because our mind is in such an action and such intertwined and weaving, because we've been woven when we know that we are we. So we weaving
but
everything together. It's being woven together, right? And so we already know that it's going to be outside, or what I say, we are a virus to a system.
true,
It's a
but you have to
system
look
that has been
at
in
it.
place, right?
You have to look
And-
at it in terms of it's frequencies and vibrations. You don't see those. You
right.
you
What
don't
you do?
hear those. Yes, you do. Well, I'm I guess let me go back. You do see them, but it's not so much that we need to be listening to what everyone is saying. We need to be feeling, not in your feelings, but
Yes.
feeling, because that's the
Yes.
only way you're gonna know if that place or thing is for you. Is if breaking down of the old, we're going from our mind to our heart. See, that's where we're lost. That's why we don't remember anything, because they tricked us. Hear me? They tricked us into thinking that our mind ruled over the heart. So now, where we were light
Yes. When the
beings,
heart is the
we
first
were
brain. Facts.
we were telepathic beings. We were divine masculine and feminine beings in one. um, they tricked us. They took it from our heart, which was the control center, and they moved it to our mind, which in essence is how like the pineal got like calcified and shit like that. I mean, we won't go into the specifics, but that's basically what happened. So now, if you take millions of years of everybody thinks and nobody feels, and you now switch that around, that's very deep. People don't understand that still. They're still trying to get over these
Right. Try to match their feelings with their
you
emotions, sort of say
know
with the words that they're hearing, with their real
feelings
emotions, what they feeling, because
of
they'd be like, God damn, why
love.
is everything pushing me in such a way? You feel what I'm saying? Because it just like you said, it was the trick, it was the spell that they pulled over our eyes. When they pulled that veil over our eyes, like you said, and put that mindset. They implemented the mind. This is what the government was about, because they can never govern our heart. So we always would operate subconsciously what our heart was going, but we didn't know how to differentiate the
Right,
two.
that is true, because feelings and emotions are two different things. There's a
Right.
difference in feeling something, because the emotion comes from reacting to what you were feeling inside.
Yes, Lord.
They tried to tell you it's the other way around, that the emotions cause the feelings, but they do not. So everything is in reverse. So it was, now everything's in reverse, but we're spinning it back on the system, which, I mean, basically it boils down to the archons. The archons is religion, the archons is government. Religion is government. So, and I'm not saying that just because you are a religious person that you're the government. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about conventionalized religion. It's no different. It's population control. It's no different than the projects, the prisons, and the public school system. It's all the same entity. But we don't understand that, because we are still thinking instead of feeling with our hearts. And so I think there was something on one of the feeds the other day about the lead paint, smokers lounge, and they were talking about lead paint is horrible and things. But I was trying to explain to them, and this is so important. So everyone listening, please apply this and do your own research. But no, I only speak from the truth aspect that I know. Lead paint Yes, it can cause illness. No, it has not killed millions of people. Everything that we're going through right now, the process was started 60 years ago. 60 years ago, they started preparing for this ascension to stop the ascension with the 5G. So, all these things, you've got to put these things together. Lead paint. Why do you think they started removing lead paint 30 years ago? You're not gonna sit here and tell me that paint on the wall, not a whole house full of lead, but paint on the wall seriously killed someone because they lived in that house for 20 years. No, that's not how that happens unless you're just sitting there eating paint off the damn walls. Lead what? When you go to have x-rays, what do they put on you? They put lead on you. Lead it immediately stops any kind of EMFs, any kind of radiation, any kind of 5G pulses that you're not supposed to be exposed to. Now, that doesn't mean go paint your whole house in lead, but guess what? Everything in your walls, all the wires, the wiring, the cables, the cords, all of that is radiation. All of that's EMFs. But you can still put patches of lead paint in your house, like on the wall where all of your
Damn, she broke out. She broke out on you. Oh, there you back. You back.
and so it's like the lead. That's why they tell you right now. Why do you think for the last 20 years they have been putting on these commercials? Why do you think there's pawn shops? I mean, for laundering money, of course. But why do you think there's pawn shops? They want all the precious metals. They want all the gems and stones. They want everything that will protect us from what they're doing to us in the waves right now. So if you have silver, go take it back to back in the day when silver, doo-doo chains and all that was silver and nobody judged you. Wear your stones, wear your crystals, get your EMF change, your any, like, listen, even little copper rings that you can literally twist and make yourself helps to disrupt and distort their frequencies. That's what this is about. All of us in the knowing, we're not gonna get sick, we're not dying, y'all. This is not our time yet. Y'all have to understand that. You might catch a cold or something, or you might have already had physical ailments going on, but this is not the time for anyone in my soul family to go anywhere, because this is these are our duties. We all have them, and they're not none of all of our duties. We have different ways to get there, but it's still one duty: to awaken and remember. And so if you can stop their scramble their frequencies from scrambling ours, and you're also protecting your family, your own physical selves. Listen, I wish you could put pictures on the chat, because I can open up my refrigerator right now and it says warning: cancer and reproductive harm inside of the refrigerator, where all of my fresh, nice fruits and vegetables and all of my juices and water is everything. We are being bombarded by these. I mean, and we can use terms like infrared and radiation, but it's basically just frequencies, y'all. It's basically just a battle of frequencies, their frequencies against ours. Now, that doesn't, I'm not telling everybody to go out and check the lead paint, but I am telling you to do a little bit of research, because what you think that you're teaching, that only applied to the old matrix. So think in terms of what I just said. They've been pulling lead paint off the market for 30 years. Now, 30 years later, what happens? We're all quarantined. The whole world is quarantined inside of their homes with basically no protection from their harmful frequencies, from their harmful rays. That's really deep, really deep. And then they're trying to strategically place the 5G towers in the most concentrated areas, meaning they're trying to put more of these 5G towers in the projects, in the hoods, in the suburbs where they have the big tall buildings, and in the elderly buildings where the seniors live. Because listen, they need the elders dead. they need our elders dead, but it backfired on them because the elderly are not the ones that they thought they was going to put this virus out. All the ancient ones was going to die, and then the kids were going to be parentless. But it's backfiring on them because none of the children are getting sick, none of the elders are getting sick, and if they are, they were already sick before this happened. They're trying to erase the ones that can make us remember. That's why do you think they told us to put our elders in the old people neighborhoods and the senior establishments? Why do you think that they teach us to raise our children, do what we say and not what I do? Because those are the ones that remember. So if the ancient ones are, they're trying to kill the ancient ones off, and then now they're trying to come at the young people. Listen, everything is a frequency right now, and take everything personal. They're gonna start bashing every group of people. They're gonna start bashing all the establishments. Now they're trying to scare you into not eating. If you are a meat eater, they don't want you to eat meat. Now they're saying, well, the vegans aren't safe because the this virus shit is going into the fish and to the ground. It's like, okay, what's next? Water? I mean, water's already full of chemicals. It doesn't matter where it comes from. But now they want us to fear even drinking water. Like, come on, guys. The water that you drink out of this faucet, yes, it's got chemicals and stuff, and you can filter that out. But it's not any different than what you go and pay $8 a gallon for water. It's Gaia's water. There's shit in it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's basically a frequency war, and I really just get on the feeds and try to. And it's not that I want everybody to follow me or agree with me or any of that. I just need the frequencies to get out there because this is a frequency war. So the more we can do this, man, listen. The more we can do this, they've already lost. By the way, we won the war 2 years ago. We've been fighting in the skies and in the seas. The Atlanteans and the Lemurians came back. The Arcturians and Pleiadians, even the hybrid Dracos like myself, they've been here for like 9 years already. And then you got to remember the ancients and elders that have been here, you know, thousands of years preparing for this. Like we should be so overjoyed right now that we're even alive to see this happening. Like that should just, you shouldn't have a care in the world. Now that's not me. We still need food and the regular necessities. But listen, we got gardens out here where I live in my complex that we can go right out there and start planting stuff right now. Everybody doesn't have that luxury because they've corralled us, they've herded us into these big things. Meanwhile, the rich, they have land, they have farms, ranches, and all that shit that they can just go out and, you know, this is basically the zombie apocalypse. And I mean, it's not no different than the Walking Dead show. We're just not literally eating each other's brains, you
Facts.
know? So it's like we have to keep that in mind, and we have to just know like we're all here for the same purpose. We just all have different ways of getting things. And listen, you know, I used to just get so frustrated with y'all wear sometimes because I was looking at it from a light that it was disruptive. But I had to step back and even for my own platform, I had to understand, like, even if it's one person that understands, that knows what is being said, it's worth it. It's worth it. Like it's worth the person being able to speak. Who cares if I say, "Oh well, I don't, you know, I don't understand or I don't agree with that." Let the person speak. But we have to do these things with love. We have to do these things with compassion. We cannot continue to compete with each other, and and we don't even realize we're doing it because this is just what's been inbred into us. We've passed it on to our children. I have a grandson now, a year old, and I'm not trying to pass this old matrix crap on to him. I don't want to bring him into his remembering and his awakening and then still have to fix the frequencies and vibrations that I put out in my own life. Because if we're all one thing, the earth, the humans, the animals, the plants, nature itself, It's all one thing. So we have to start healing from that one thing. And Gaia's been showing us that for years with the tornadoes. Now some of the stuff we know that they start with the weather machines, but the weather machines the climate control machines were destroyed 2 years ago also, when the war in the skies first started. So now the last 2 years, any weather that has come has been Gaia herself, cleaning herself. And she's been showing us, if I can destroy and build my own self again, then you humans have to do that too, or I will do that for you, because Gaia has ascended. She can no longer tolerate, listen carefully, Gaia can no longer tolerate the old ways, period. And we are Gaia. So if Gaia herself, and I'm saying she, but we all understand, if Gaia herself has to make that choice, that she basically, I could destroy my own loves, my own children, my own creations to get better, to heal. Come on now, that's deep. Because what one of us would say that? What one of us is gonna say, I would freely give up my everything in the whole entire existence in order to assist in the ascension of Gaia and love? Because that's what love is. That's unconditional. That's not sacrificing anything. We shouldn't be sacrificing anything for each other, because to sacrifice, it would mean that you're giving up something that you want to do something that you don't want to do. And this is something that I do want to do. So, in comparison to that, I don't make compromises and sacrifices anymore. It's only out of love. So that's the only way that we should think. You come into waking up in the morning, love. Somebody pisses you off, love. Now that doesn't mean you don't get ran over and shit like that, or you stand your ground. But sometimes you have to just remove yourself from those types of situations and go somewhere else where that you're needed. If you're still experiencing those types of interruptions, your information, your frequencies and data, they're no longer serving the purpose in that environment. It's just like when you can't get no more raises at your job, you go find a different job, make more money. It's not any different. You have to follow where the people are going to need you, because they need us. We need us. And we are supposed to be the awakened ones. We're supposed to be the leaders. So if we need us, just imagine how the people that follow us feel. Feel how alone they must feel. And we have a slew of people. We have a gang of soul family that we can click on anything right now and talk to them all day long. But what about those people that sit in the shadows and they don't speak, and they're scared and they're nervous and they think they're going crazy or whatever it is? They need us. Our youth need us. They need to be remembered. Because listen, us old folks, yeah, we on the way. We on the way up. But they're the indigos. They're gonna be the ones that's gonna see the results of all this work that we are putting in to fight for our planet. Because that's what we're doing. We're fighting for our planet, and we're the last one, y'all. Like, the rest of the universe has ascended already. That's the only reason why they're here. They're able to be here to help us. All that shit y'all been watching on TV for the last 20 years is real. All the Stargates, all the different spaceships, and all of that's real. So we got to keep this going so we can get there, or else we're gonna be stuck in some ghetto ass, ratchet ass shit for the rest of eternity. And I ain't trying to listen. I want that new age stuff, but I don't want it to come at the same price that we've already paid. We've already paid the biggest price that we can pay. So it's time that we give that back to them. And the only way that we can do that is just, we have to be unified, y'all. We have to just stick together. And when we have our little riffs, take that shit backstage. Duke that shit out backstage. But don't do it in front of the ones that need us the most. Because that's going to charge them to go somewhere else. And they're going to get the wrong information. And that karma is going to come back on us, baby. So we can't sit up here and say the Akashic records are done. There's no more karma, but we're still creating this karma. It again is that's the insanity part. Why we cannot allow ourselves to continue to be a part of something that doesn't exist anymore because it takes us out of our existence, and we don't have time for that. We trying to get this shit cleared up so we can get the hell on back outside doing what we do. But I do want to tell everyone to utilize your resources right now and take advantage of this inside time. Take advantage to do things, especially for those of us that are a little older and we've had families to raise and all this extra stuff to do. Go to things that you might have forgotten. You know, if you want to write your book, there's all this online stuff there that that's starting up right now. This is a really perfect time for people to really get out of the matrix, like the monotonous work slave matrix. It's a wonderful time to sit with your children and help them figure out what their wants and needs are. Help them figure out, like, how do they feel? What are they feeling about? Not what we're telling them, not what they're seeing online. What do they feel about it? Because you can't help them remember if you don't have these discussions to see what they already remember. Because I'm telling you, these children, they're either going to get it from us or they're going to get it from somewhere. So rather get it from us first. So when they do go somewhere, they're going to be, at least they have a choice on what they want to follow, because they're going to know, not just because my mom and them told me, but they're going to feel it. Nope, this is wrong. Or yes, this is right. That's one of the gaps that we're having right now. So everybody take these times, talk to your children, see what they really like. And that not the and listen, the babies are gonna know that this is different than you just being a nosy parent wanting to follow them around and stuff like that. They're gonna know, like, they're gonna feel like, oh my gosh, like my parents really, they really want to know what I'm thinking. And I'm telling you, they will hit you with some shit and you'll be looking like, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't know. Like, where did you get that from? Because they're getting it from somewhere. We're adults and we're all sitting on YouTube chopping it up with each other. So what do you think they're doing? So, we have to give them opportunities to speak. If you do have elders in your home or in your environment, like, chop it up with them too. And I know sometimes it's hard because we've had this gap for so long, with the elders sending them away and things. But listen, this is how it's supposed to be. We used to live 2-3 families in one big ass, hut, one big ass cabin, one big ass whatever indigenous area you're from. Now we've broken everything down. So what's happening now is it's really backfiring on them again, because we're families again. We don't have a choice. We're all stuck in the crib together doing nothing, eating up all the shit, dirtying up all the clothes, the regular routine. So after this, I don't even think a lot of people are going to be going back to 9-to-5 jobs. It's going to be like, what? I'm not finna do that shit no more. I'm finna sit at the crib. So utilize all your resources too. And go to, anytime things are feel like they're not leveling out, go to your soul group, find your soul tribe, call on the soul homies. That's what we're here for, to help keep each other vibrations high, to help keep each other focused on the task at hand, to help keep each other happy. Like, I don't know what the stigma is with people being happy and go lucky, but I've been trying to erase that lately, because it's just like, with all this madness, I'm just happy that I'm breathing and I get to talk and have fun and eat food and smoke my weed. Do you know what I mean?
Facts on top of facts.
But I know it's a lot of information, but we all just gotta get along and just enjoy, like, just be happy. Because listen, family is not, yeah, family is blood. But if you think about it in terms of it's just being one, family is what you make it. Family is the people that you can trust in. That even if y'all don't agree, that person is only going to tell you something out of love, out of kindness, out of truth. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's like, we know this. We've had so many feeds where the love was just people were in tears on some of our lives. And it's just like that's the moments, those are the moments that you should strive for. Because listen, that breaks down everything. And then shit, it makes your day go better when like you got a gang of people that no matter what's happening, you got so and so over here does music, so and so over there runs charities, so and so over there has a doctor's office. Like everywhere you turn, you got a light worker, you got a soul tribe member. You got somebody that's gonna uplift you and not gonna steer you in the wrong direction. That doesn't mean y'all gotta get everything gotta be kumbaya every day. That's not how that works. Because some days you wake up and it's just one of them days. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when we come together in these situations, we're the leaders, we're the awakeners, we're the guides, the gatekeepers, and we just have to stick to that standard. Like period. Because this is a standard. This is an awakening. And just imagine how everybody listening felt that moment when you knew, like, oh my God, all this shit's been alive. you know? So it's a lot of people that's going through that right now as we speak. And they just want to know, like, are they crazy? And I mean, yeah, we crazy, but not about what we're speaking on. Did anybody get out and see the pink full moon?
I didn't see it.
It was so amazing.
Yeah, we had a full moon for the last couple of days now.
Yes, it's
Yo,
up there
hello up
now.
to the people in the chat. Let me send out some shout outs right fast. Shalanda, aka Back to the Basic, big up. Noom Chevy, big up. Um, um, what they name? Spiritual Creed,
I'm
big up.
hungry.
Dre Day, big up. Bless up by NRG Day Moon, big up, sister. Um, DOD, big up yourself. Let me see. J Mike, big up. Quint, big up. Bless up all the people there about. Big up Huey. Big up Empress Goddess Supreme. And last but not least, yo, me loving your hairdo on that avatar, the Nicki C. You know I love you, gal. Bless yourself, Empress. I love you now. Yeah, I like your song, Goddess Supreme, and I hope a lot of people paying you some mind, being the eldest matriarch or one of the elder matriarchs in the community. I bow down to you. You know what I'm saying? Um, big up yourself. I love your sound. You have some positive love coming out that most people need to go and attract inside of them and use it as a pinnacle inside of their falls. Use your strength as their pinnacle when they're falling. Give thanks for that. I totally agree. I ain't gonna try to just talk out, but I totally agree. We have to be and mindful of the people that's watching. We have to be mindful of the brethren that we actually dealing with. Are we really coming together for war, for a war type of activity to fight each other, to be warmonger, to always have some type of whose chest bigger than the next man chest type thing? Yeah, that's for the birds. That's not for a divinity of people that has a serenity inside of themselves as a oneness. That don't hold no ground, don't hold no weight, and no place in the community. And I just want to say I appreciate all of you guys for paying attention, for watching, for uplifting, for being there when there was an empty space. You filled it. So, I mean, pat yourself on the back. Uh, Pat yourself on the back because without you, none of this would be possible. I'd just be sitting here talking to myself, and not even talking, just having thoughts in my own head. So I do appreciate you guys. I can't thank you enough, and I want you to really know how much I really, really adore and appreciate all of you. You know, from platform to platform. Yeah, I'm not biased on anything. Life in itself is what I tend to cling to. Life in itself, which is only love. The emotion thing, they pretty much have a 7 diagram description of emotions, you know, and at any time you can control all of that. But the real thing about the only emotion that's really truly should be implemented or shown as an example is love. That is the original. That's what Gaia give we love. Gaia don't give us no other emotion but love, and the love
Mm.
that it give us is show us that through the life it pertains, or the life that it bringeth, or the life that it give it. It show us love. You understand? So yo, like I said, let the Empress go in more because I'm loving her song right now, and my back.
Well, that's all I ever want to do is just bring love and share love, and it's unconditional. Like, I'm not mad at nobody. I don't have no hate towards nobody. That's not even in my makeup to be a hateful person. So just know Nicki C love all y'all. And that's real coming from my heart.
But now is a time. Is my mic on? Now is a time where, listen, we have been battling and fighting for so long. Like I can't tell people enough. The battle is already won. It's nothing else they can do. This is just a cat and mouse right now. They're gonna keep throwing out these little things to try to scramble us or slow us down. But the battle is already won. So it's time for us to enjoy ourselves, to love each other, like to have fun, enjoy nature, go out and do things that you've always wanted to do, and nothing to do with money.
Mm.
This has nothing to do with anything that can be paid for. Now, that doesn't mean, listen, money is just energy. It is not any different than taking a shower, using a shower, driving a car. It's supposed to be here for us to utilize it to help us make our own happiness easier. Like, it's supposed to help us. It's not supposed to be a burden. It's supposed to be used as a gift, as a means to enhance. So if you take this time, because everybody is feeling this, even the so-called rich people, they're not, everybody is going to feel this financially, and that's part of the point. And then we also need to stop thinking about what they're doing. What we have to literally start to remove the system out of your thinking process. Most of us don't even watch the news and stuff anymore, and even when we do, it's just to keep up with, make sure we're on par with what we're teaching and showing other people. And that's all well and good. But we have to start even removing their way of thinking out of the process. Now's the time to, like, you're supposed to be telling yourself thank you. Listen, how many times have you tried to big yourself up in your life, and somebody will tell you you're being conceited,
Mm.
you're being vain? No, what you mean? Now, that's not saying that there were people that were behaving that way, but not us and not now. You're supposed to be telling yourself you're the bomb. You're supposed to be thanking yourself for getting up and cooking dinner when you didn't feel like it. Because honestly, what happiness and love is doing the things that you want to do that complete your happiness. That complete your happiness. They don't make your happiness, they complete it. Because if you are awakened and in the remembering, you already know you're happy because you're in a physical form. That's happiness right there. So you're just supposed to, this is completing it, which means these are the things that you achieve and get and produce throughout your life that lead you to this place of contentment with nothing else but yourself. You don't care what kind of clothes that you're buying. the status of your car don't mean shit no more. You
Mm.
know, your bank account got a few dollars in it, but if you want to go and buy something nice for your kids, okay, well, I'm gonna live off of $2 for the rest of the week. It's not this, you know, we shouldn't have to be stressing over how we're gonna feed our children. That's ridiculous. Like, how many grocery stores are full of food, but somebody is hungry? You know, it's these little things that you have to just start thinking about in a different way. You really have to appreciate yourself more. Stop being so hard on yourselves and, you know, judging yourselves from past things that you think are mistakes or you think weren't good choices and decisions. Because listen, at the time, you know, when you go back and reflect on things, yes, you're supposed to learn a lesson, but at the time you were going through that, that was the best possible thing that you could have said or done at that time. You know, you can't be so hard on yourselves anymore. You know, a lot of us have children. Most of us have children. And if you're like me, your children are grown now. So you're looking at the lives they live and, you know, what role did I play and who they are and the decisions that they make. And that shit can get overwhelming sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
But if you just start to look at it like, hey, and listen, we make a lot of mistakes as parents. Well, what, you know, we go through a lot of things as parents and we don't, what we think are bad. And then if you go talk to your child, they're going to say, oh, well, I didn't even care about that. This is what hurt my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? So you don't know which things affect which children, you know, and the shaping and molding of their own mind state and the things that they go through. So like 2 weeks ago, I really just started reaching out I mean, I started with my mother actually, and you know, I haven't gotten to my father yet, but I'm getting there. But you know, I started with my mother because that's Mother Gaia. Where do you start healing if not there? You know, out of the being that you came out of physically. Then I called my sisters, and I think Energy's on here. I talked to her too. You know, and then my daughter, and then it just trickled down. You know, to my sons, because all of my children are grown basically, and they live in North Carolina. So, you know, I'm thousands of miles away. Um, but I just started reaching out to everybody on that level and just starting to heal. You know, just saying, hey, I don't even know if I ever did things that hurt you that we never talked about. But, you know, I'm a different me now. I want to be happy in my life. And when you have loved ones and when you have children, you have to take that into account. You know, that doesn't mean that you can't have your own life and you can't be your own person. That just means you have to be accountable for things that you may not even be aware
Bomb drop.
that you had a part of, especially when it comes to your parenting and your children, because we have traumas that we didn't even know we had
Mm.
until the ascension, until the awakening. And
Mm.
some people still don't even know that they have these traumas. So if your mom had traumas, then she's going to send it to me. I'm going to send it to my daughter, who's going to send it to her daughter. That's karma again. That's that, you know, you're going to suffer a thousandfold. That's the same frequency, the same mentality. So I just kind of started at the root. And, you know, like I said, I still haven't talked to my dad yet, but that's a masculine thing. You know, I'm still working on the feminine, the physical feminine aspect of it. But it's like I just decided that things weren't gonna my cycles were not gonna end until I did that portion of it, and that was the village takes a village frequency, meaning like I can't do this alone. I have to start at the beginning. I have to figure out everyone that I made a choice to include, which would be all the people that built my family until now, my children, you know, even my some of my coworkers that have, you know, been there and supported me in my times of being out of work and things like that, because we touch people every day. Like we touch so many people every single day. And, when you sit back and you have these self reflections and you really start to dig deep and soul search what makes you happy, a lot of us will sit there and be very puzzled for many, many meditations because like we've been so detached from ourselves and happiness that once you start to remove the layers, once you start to remove the responsibilities, the boundaries, the things you've been taught, you start to look around and you're like, okay, well, I don't, all my children are grown, so I'm not the mother hen anymore, and then so now the big household is now you and your mate, you know and then you have to start adjusting to this different lifestyle and adjusting to that different lifestyle because your mind state has changed, the way you flow has changed. But guess what, just because you've moved to a different building that's newer and higher, you still have the stuff that you just left behind.
Mm.
Now, we don't look at it as we just left behind because we expect our friends and family want us to be happy. We expect our friends and family want us to see us with nicer things, a happier life, making better decisions. But that's not always true.
Yep.
Because what if you have placed something on them or you feel a certain or they feel a certain way and you don't know that? That's going to cause resentment, especially within your children and your parents. Um, if they don't live, like if they're all
Right.
separate.
Okay, Empress. No, I'm ask you this, all right? Okay, um a mature way of thought process from young, from 12, 13 years old. And I really give this quality to my mother. But at the same time as I was coming in, she didn't play no radio with me. She beat me, she hit me, broomstick, extension cord, even stepfather then, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time it shaped me to who I am today where I is a survivor. I'm making I'm making 51 um Easter Sunday, my birthday, right? So, as I say that, I have some children that I raised in my last set of children, or three, four children. I've been raising with their mother, and she's more on a um um pessimistic type of mindset, or nonchalant mindset. So my children them when they were coming up, my last set, when they were coming up, I disciplined them where I put my hands on them for as whooping them because I wanted them to learn how to read the distinctions between reading and writing and things like that. So now at this point, my kids is doing very excellent in school, right? But they still look at me as I is the monster by me putting my discipline down to let them know, yo, this is what I expect of you. You've been playing when I talking to you on a normal basis, and it's not going any substance, giving you any substance, solid substance. So now I gotta change the tactic. So when I changed the tactic, I backed away because I didn't want them to feel at me like I was feeling at my mother and them as I was coming up. But now that I is a grown man, I know that I needed that within myself to help get me where I am. But now, I must say this, as I have children now, and I don't do the things that was done to me, I pretty much let them run their own life because my 15-year-old son come telling me one day, Dad, this is my life. Oh, I can run it. This was when he was like 12, 11. Oh, I feel like a prisoner in the house, and I'm looking at him like you ain't get it a degree of what I had it coming in, right? But I watching your way and how you talking to me, and by me being easy on you, allowing you to feel like you're your own person, and me catering to you and giving you what you will and what you want. Now I seeing it as a mistake because you still have a animosity towards me for no reason at all. Not only my son, my all of them, and But my older kids, my older children who I was there, I was beating on every day. I went playing with them. They totally different. Totally different. It's daddy this, daddy that, daddy, 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 daddy. Right? And they grown. They older now. They ain't no little kids. So now, as I looking at the teenagers that I'm bringing in now, it's like different because I changed. I try to change up or who I was in the middle to try to please or appease everyone around me that's watching me, so I wouldn't look like the monster. You understand? Or look like
True.
the father that always beaten and everyone's scared of. The children even scared to come talk to. So, but I'm seeing that that was a mistake of me even doing that. I feel like I should have kept
It
fear.
wasn't a mistake. Because you have to, I raised 22 children outside of my own four biological children, and they're all from 26 years old all the way down to 13 is the youngest, well, my youngest son. And that's not including the godchildren and the stepchildren that I have. So you have to also understand that your life has changed. You've grown. You come to a different area. So when you're trying to talk to the hard-headed ones, the younger ones, you have to figure out a way to implement that into their understanding that, hey, that was me then, and this is the journey that I'm on, and this is the journey that you are now getting ready to go on. Because I thought when I had my first son, well, my first godson, and then my first son 6 months after that, I thought I'm not gonna do none of the shit that my parents did and didn't do with me. I'm not making my children follow religion and all this other shit. That was great. But then guess what? In all of that, now I have the next set of children, the younger set, and my life has changed again. And so now I'm implementing different things, but I'm still thinking that I'm protecting all of them, right, from what harmed me, from the things that were happened bad to me. What I didn't realize with all that protecting, uh, and with so raising so many children, that some of them got hurt somewhere still, but in a different way than what I experienced. So again, it's still, we have our own lives as individuals, and then we have our own responsibilities as far as being the parents, the leaders, and the teachers. And it's just you have to find the balance in that, because again, my oldest ones, they got whoopings and restrictions, and now they have their own businesses, they're buying houses. Then the middle teenagers are like just running amok, doing the normal 18, 21-year-old shit. And then I have my 13-year-old who's a star seed, and he's just this enlightened little being, and it's like looking at my reflection in all of them. So I'm seeing my life and how I lived it and where I came from through the youth. So now I've remembered, so now my job is to help them remember, but in their own path, because they're still their own individuals. And that's very difficult. And as parents, we cannot judge ourselves any longer. If you feel like you made a mistake, then you tell your child, I feel like I made this as a mistake in my own life, and I apologize if it affected you. You ask them, has anything affected you in life because of my decisions, where we moved, who I talked to, where I worked? Because that's how you get the bond back that they've taken away from us, because
Mm,
they took that away from us. They took our men and imprisoned them and killed them, and they left the women to rise up and be the masculine. So now our women don't need the men anymore. And we've treated them that way for so long. And even in my own relationship, sitting here right now, I decided I wasn't doing that anymore, because I love my mate. I love my twin, because he is my twin flame also, and I love my masculine, because he's all those things in the physical world for me. So I had to make these decisions that all cycles had to be broken, because the adults are the children now. We are in our childlike states. We are healing our child traumas. All of
mm,
us should be doing that, all of us. And if someone says they're not, do not trust them, because that's not true. Everybody is ascending right now. We're just all experiencing it in different ways, even the babies.
exactly. And I wanted to springboard off what you said about going back to the children and making closure on those things that you feel may have been the wrong thing, because you know it comes back to mind some of the mistakes we made, some of the decisions we made that may have affected our children. So I always ask my children, I'll be feeling bad, and a lot of times we try to make up for our mistakes.
True, but
So
also change. We need to change our verbiage too, because these are not mistakes. These are decisions that we made in our life at those moments that just led to a chain of events. That's all that is. We have to stop addressing ourselves in the negative in all forms. Find different words to express what we're saying, because if we go to our children or our loved ones and say mistake, that brings up these feelings of negative. That puts us on the defense. It makes us doubt and wonder, and we don't need to do that. We're trying to get others to not doubt us and to know that this is real love, that this is the that we're ascending as one. So we were making the choices and decisions as we went along. Now that we're in the knowing, they only seem like mistakes because we're here now. But back then, when we were living it in the moment, that wasn't no mistake, baby. This is what
I
we got to
feel
do.
I feel like I made a mistake by not keeping that hard piece of iron on each and backside.
No, because you can't listen. But what was the difference when my youngest never got a whooping in his life, and he's just as strong and divine masculine as the older
What's
ones
the
that did.
influence? What's the influences around your youngest though? See
Yeah, but
that's what I mean.
I
Where it
don't.
matters now.
But he's not here with me. I haven't been in. My youngest has been with his father for the last 4 years, so he's definitely been in a detrimental environment where everyone hated his mother, and they didn't treat him bad because he's very educated, well taken care of. But on the spiritual level, he was bombarded with hate for his mother the entire time.
Well, let me say this, because I have some awareness of that. I do have a younger son that's from another mother, and I've raised him with my other kids, mom and things. So it is um, a separation and it's known, right? But I'm gonna say this: the kids who I do have that I'm with their mom still, they're off the fucking chain. I can't say nothing. I can't do nothing. It's too much interruptions. Their immediate surroundings is so influential to them, and when they look at me, no, I got shit. I'm not hurting. I'm not broke. I don't need no job. I got my own things. I got my own property. I'm not hurting. Instead of them watching what it is to be in the future, what they need to grow into, they so involved into doing things like their mother and their mother people. Now, my younger son, who has not been around his mother with any type of outside influence, he's like just like me. He's like a tick on my skin, and
Damn it, bro.
I'm seeing like the difference now, and I don't want to say nothing bad about the women in general. I'm just saying there is a big difference when you have in a relationship with two people and both of you is not on the same page in every aspect. That
Right.
home is not gonna be a solid founded home. It's
Okay.
gonna
Well, let
be
me
too many
say.
cracks in the foundation.
Well, let me speak on that because I have stepchildren and I have godchildren, and any child that comes into my life that I'm responsible for, they automatically become my child. So, in order for them to be my child and they didn't come out of my body, this is what I had to do. I had to reach out to every last one of their mothers and or fathers, and now I have relationships with them also, all of them, which that's 6 baby mothers. I mean, for right now, they're my children's mothers, and then 2 fathers. So all the years of all these children that I raised, I have relationships with their parents also. Do you see how deep that goes? And that wasn't easy because these are parents of the children of the people that I'm with. Do you understand?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
these are they're I had to get over that. You can't touch my child. You can't discipline my child. You can't tell my child anything because no, these are all my children. If they were related to my babies that came out of me, yeah, they mine. And then it just got to the point where everybody just sent the children over to my house.
Yo, wherever you guys are, what they call, I envy you, because my situation is not. I just can't foresee it. Um, one year I had to stop beating the kids. No, not beating them, but discipline them with like belts and things. So that's matter. I had to stop disciplining her because one time the policeman was called. Where the cop had come out to me, and me and the cop know me. The sheriff in the area know me. We cool. My son play football with his son. We cool. So he sent one of his deputies. No, well, the deputy come out and he said, "Yeah, we've been talking about you and your situation down at the office, and all the men out here, we totally agree with you. You have to discipline your home, and we understand you doing it so your children don't end up over here being disciplined by us." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." The cop told me, he said, "Yo, um, we understand that, but the way the laws are set up, I'm gonna give you an idea. The best thing you need to do." The cop told me how to whoop my children. He said, "Lay them down and beat them on the bottom of their feet." He said, don't whoop them on them skin, because how things set up now, they'll take you away for trying to raise your child. But he said the best thing is to beat them at the bottom of the feet. Now he telling me this is what we do to our children. This is how we keep our children in place, and we don't stop beating them. We tell you guys to stop beating them, and you totally cut it out. But there's other ways to skin a cat. And I listened to the man, and I tried it a couple of times, and then I just altogether stopped. And it ain't beating, not beating, but man, look, my blood, I's a Indian, you know. Well, I'm not gonna say that. I's a West Indian, an Arawak, right? My blood is wild, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't know me, you know what I mean? So it's certain things I know I got to do to let it be known by my children that shit is real out here. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just giving you my side on how to start beating your children without going to jail. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't, but we don't have to. Well, we trying to remove the violence now, though. But I mean, mine used to get whoopings all the time, but then the youngest didn't, and then the oldest didn't understand that. Well, we used to get whoopings. You know, mama's gone soft. Why isn't she whooping us? Or why isn't
Yo,
or just
sister,
not?
you have to repeat that because you were breaking up. You was chopping up that. Hey, hola, 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 hola. We get a little spicy in here. No, man. We get a little spicy in here. No. Shalanda say, where she at? Back to basic. No. I need a man. It gets lonely. I'm not ashamed to tell the truth. I need balance. Yes, I hear, Press. I dip on my way. Love, 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 and love, you know?
Who else on here?
Look like Huey.
What
He
up, man?
driving it. Look like, yeah,
What
yeah,
up?
big up, I, big up, I. Just trying to keep
What
the
up, Mike?
spice going on. Back to basic. I like back to basic. She know how to
Oh,
keep
yeah,
it spicy.
I'm putting the vibration on the I mean, it's all out there, but I'm out and about traveling.
No, I ain't
As
hear you.
we on
Say it
the,
again.
I said, just out putting this vibration out that y'all speak and letting it hit the ear. You know what I mean? While I'm on my travel, so it can just spread as we go. The word is
Beat
spread.
them
You know what I
children,
mean?
boss. Beat them fucking badass children.
Nah, man, no beat children, no beat.
Hey,
We just
hey, here's what I'm gonna tell you. Okay,
hold on,
so
man.
the first
If
week of March, my kids had their spring break.
we was whipped. I mean, it was whipped.
A
We
week
were
after
whipped.
that,
They
hold on,
whipped us.
hold on.
They whipped us so much we were weak. That's what they whipped us into a state of weakness. We were weak, and then we had weekdays. Literally.
Hey,
We
Huey,
started
Huey.
stepping on their
Let me
head. They were standing on
let me tell you
their
this. Let me
Our
let me
people
let
were
me tell
beaten
you this,
down.
Huey.
They were beaten down. They had to stand down to get beat up, picked up. You know, you had to beat up, get beat up to get picked
Hey,
up. Now we was
Huey,
picking up. You know, I mean, all right.
Huey. Let me reason with you and let me show you my pain right now. Right. So a week, the first week of March, my children them gone on spring break. Okay, I sent them on a cruise on a vacation a week after that. They went on a little cruise. So for 2 weeks they was out of school. That third week the school shut down due to this corona thing. Okay, so ever since the first week of March, my children has not been home. They've been, my little one, my smallest, my youngest, he's been here. My oldest, she's been here. But the two middle ones been hopping from house to fucking house, right? So I saying to myself, yo, motherfuckers dying out here. People are dying from some shit that we don't know nothing about, right? Here it is, my children who I love won't bow down and hear me, and their mom won't back me up as much as say, stay your bumbakit at home. You understand? So no, what am I supposed to do? Just keep letting them be the grown motherfuckers they want to be, or put down a foot in their back? You understand? No, I trying to big over my people and yeah, love, love, love. I do love my children, but at what point do I have to show them I serious? My love ain't nothing to be run over. At what point? At what point I supposed to let my child do what he wanna
I'm
do?
just saying, bro. I don't care. My boys go out. Go ahead. What y'all want to do? Y'all want to go ball? Y'all want to play basketball? Y'all want to go meet your homies? Get the fuck out. Get bored. Yeah,
You say
literally.
what? You
Me personally, I mean, say me personally, man. Yeah, man. My boys, if we had a party. We had a party with like 44 of my kids the other day.
when y'all had a party?
Hell, fuck right. It was my baby girl birthday. It was the fucking thing. I'm not
Okay,
gonna me
okay,
over. I'm not gonna tell my mama
okay,
to come over. I'm not gonna
right,
tell my mama to come over and my brother come over with
right.
their kids to come give my knee hug and give my cousins a fucking hug. What?
Okay, but are your children at home?
Yeah, I'm glad they're at home
All right,
now.
that's a difference. That's a
I'm,
difference. Mine ain't
I'm,
even been here.
yeah, but I got little ones. I got little ones. I'm 3 and 8.
You got teenagers too, though. You got teenagers
I,
too, right?
yeah, but my teenagers is here with me and they go out. We work out. We do shit. We out. The same that we was doing while they was in school, the same shit we doing now. If they want to go over their homie house and go kick it in the morning, we just got more time with each other. That's it. And now I'm able to implement the shit that we saying and trying to teach them. That's all it is. It's a beautiful thing to me. And everything that I was asking for happened for me. Meaning, I ain't got to work right now. My bills is paid for. Everybody is living for free. Everybody worried but me. But everything is doing what I would have did for two. In 2 weeks, the government would have. This is proof. Waiting on my next move because I'm pushing. I'm pushing. Literally. Can't give a fuck with nobody else say. Literally. Not another motherfucker, literally, about no paperwork, because none of that shit matter at the end of the day, because the government is shutting the fuck down. I mean that. Literally. I am giving all advice to all advice. I'm talking to speakers that niggas don't like, coming at angles that they would never see it. I'm saying, listen, man, literally,
Hey, you brought up the
ain't no
paperwork
coming
again.
down.
They look
Ain't
good.
no coming down. Ain't no
What you
coming down.
saying sound good.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I hope it do. Because sound is will operate to vibrate. What they shit said sound good too. That every day is dying for some shit that we don't know about. This shit that they didn't sound good too. Sitting in your house because the coronavirus. 6 feet away. Why didn't they say 7 feet away? Why didn't they say 5 feet away? Why didn't they say 10 feet away? Why did they say 12 feet away? Why did they put the same shit? Dig you on the fucking grave. 6 feet away.
Hey, hey,
Right here.
and I'm not at you or anything. I'm just saying it all sounds good, right? Just like not going to work sounded good. Everyone not going to work, that sounded good, right? But then you turn around and you see it today, it's really happening. Now the people really with their hands out still asking for a government handout to get help because they can't pay their bills, they can't buy no food, they can't get no gas, they're gonna work. So this idea of no one was stop working
Everything is paid
wasn't a
for,
good
bro.
idea for me.
Everything is paid for. Hey, Nadi, check this out. Let me check. I said this the other night, right? Not to cut you off, right? But check this out. Most people in life, right, been trying to get ahead. Right? You agree?
You're breaking up, I can't hear you.
I asked everybody the other day, right? Most people, everybody in life want to stay and try to get ahead in life. Everybody been trying to get ahead, right? In life, right? Right?
Right.
Right,
I
guys?
would hope so. I wouldn't want to see no one being stagnant in a position
Okay,
of,
well, see,
of,
this
of
is what
not
I'm
a
talking about.
well-being.
See, listen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. See, most people, this is how I look at life right now. Most of everybody, except for me, probably look at life totally different, right? Well, a couple people probably like to look at it different, right? Because me, right, I would say everybody was trying to get ahead and like didn't know that they already had one, right? Which was on the two shoulders. They already had a head, and they was in life, and they steady trying to get one, and they in life. Think about that. Think
Is
about
it?
that for a minute.
Yeah.
I love how you use your words, right? But when you use these words, Huey, it do be in a more ammunited way. It it don't be
Yeah, I
it
know.
don't
That's
be
what everybody say. That's what they say. When words, when he spoke, he had a power, right? He said he had the power with words, and he said, "Listen, I'm gonna give everybody a head in life." But then nobody realized that they had one, but so they always wanted to get it. So they outside themselves, and they just trying to go forward. Even when they was moving forward, they was moving ahead, but they didn't know that they was been ahead in life. They was in the time traveling machine, like if you even if
hey,
a car, they don't even transport as
Huey,
time traveling machine in their time, right? And they
Huey.
going forward and
Yes,
backwards
I,
in
yes,
time,
I.
right? So
Right,
like
yes,
check
I.
this out. So like you can see that it sounds
Huey,
poetic. And
graduate.
that's what they preachers say. Look, when the preacher in the church, they be like, that shit sound good. And when they read that shit
Great,
out the Bible, they be saying, this is what Jesus said, or this is what God said. Why they saying it? Why they saying with
brethren,
the book
brethren,
or with
brethren,
the
brethren,
ain't never
brethren.
said nothing.
Okay, okay, we get what you're saying, brethren. Now let me give you a cite on what I say. I just had this example day for yesterday. Okay, in law, and I'm saying this, I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying. In law, it says that the government pretty much got the control of the vessels. They always implementing the vessel, the vessel, the vessel. So I heard one of the brethren on the panel talking to another brethren and was like, well, how do that apply to man? If it ain't saying man, it don't apply to man. Boo 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 boo. So the law is an oxymoron. It's not really for we. So I'm in the back. So I try to help the brother out because the brother wasn't in fullness of the word pattern and how it's played. One word means more than what you want it to mean. That one word don't just mean that one thing. Okay, so I had to come and tell the brother, and I say, yo, when you say vessel or when you see vessel, how it pertains to you, how that ties with you is because you have blood vessels running in your body. So this one word has a broad reach besides just one what you believe it to be. So we have to really be in education with ourselves as intelligent people, not smart, but as intelligent people to be able to decipher, comprehend, and immobilize certain words that we need to relate to each other. Not as in I want to fight with you or cause disruption, but I want to get my point across. That type of way. You understand that, right? Now that's reasoning. Now I'm giving you a chance to come in and speak.
Okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate you giving me a chance to speak. You know, I like when people grant things. I like when I be granted. Right? It's like, man, people allowing me to speak and giving me a breath to. I appreciate you for being here to do that. Not to be no one, right? But most people will know that because, like, it's like if you say go burn, right?
Yeah, I listen.
See burn or you want to see the burn. You know, tink. You know, no tink, right? So they be like, well, damn, why
Hey,
you
repeat yourself,
say it
you
like that?
repeat
Because
yourself.
that's
You
what
was
the
breaking
government.
up.
Okay, yeah, I had to get low because my bro was pulling up at the spot. What I'm saying is when you go see burning, you know, most men didn't know how to control them mints, right? When you was mean, what you were saying, and you meant what it was going to be seen, what you were going to see burn. So you like, man, but fuck it, go burn. Who gonna go burn? Who gonna be in the urn when I put them in there? And what was up the urning? I said the ashes was the dust that was up the earnings, right? I didn't even say worth them. I said earth the earning because fuck what worth, right? What's worth more than the earth? Earth is worth anything. That's why you got earth and worth. When you look at earth and worth, earth, you know.
So y'all, I appreciate
You know
y'all
what I mean?
coming up. I'm gonna have to end the live.
Okay, sis. Much love to y'all. Shout out to the HOTC, the house on all the.
Exactly.
Yo, Nikki, I hear you. It was disruption. What you said?
We're gonna have to end the live because I gotta do something now.
Oh, okay.
Everybody came up here. We
Hearing all of our
building.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, let me see that hairstyle you got up there again. When you gonna do that again?
What?
That little red hairstyle you got right there, looking all fluffy and Barbie dolly.
Right now, I don't gotta do that. I got braids of my own hair in my head, and I'm not trying to do that. But I appreciate you liking it.
Yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to everybody who came in the chat and the people that came on the panel. Y'all know what I always say: love yourself, know yourself, be true to yourself, stay fly, and always live in your truth. And that is HOTC. Peace, y'all.
Peace, y'all.